Okay, South Dakota State, North Dakota State on Saturday, the best rivalry in the FCS and one of the most meaningful rivalries in all of college football. Now, I grew up in Ohio. I'd like to make a comparison here, and there's a reason for it. This game reminds me a lot of Ohio State and Michigan, two schools who are geographically right next to each other, two universities who put a ton of pride in their football teams, and two programs who have been extremely successful. Look at Ohio State. Head coach Ryan Day done a fabulous job. However, 1-2 against Michigan. There are people in Columbus, Ohio who feel if he loses to Michigan again this season, he'll be on the hot seat. NDSU, Matt Entz, 55-9 as the head coach. Already has a couple national titles. Let's not forget last year was in the title game. But 1-4 lifetime against South Dakota State. That's not good enough in Fargo. Way too soon to be calling for his job or anything of that nature. But it is something to pay attention to moving forward. Let's get to the game this season. Just has a different feel to it. Two things to emphasize that. When has the USD game ever felt bigger than the Dakota marker? This has to be a first. And another point to further that illustration, 2011 when the Bison first won their national title, there's been 13 regular season matchups between these two schools. All 13 times the Bison have been the higher ranked team. That is not the case this year. SDSU is number one and they are the heavy favorite. And that is why you have to expect North Dakota State to throw the kitchen sink at this Jackrabbit defense. They have shown us time and time again, the Jacks, this defense. You cannot line up and out-physical them and outplay them. Not going to happen. They have played so well and they're getting better. If you're North Dakota State, you've got to bring some trickery. You've got to show things formation-wise, play-wise, that you haven't shown all season long. You've got to bring it all out of the bag. And I think they will. Not that this game doesn't mean a ton to South Dakota State, but clearly North Dakota State is the more desperate team in this matchup. And I think that will show for a half. It'll be a low-scoring game in the first two quarters, 13-10 going into the locker room, but all South Dakota State in the second half. The Jacks win this one by a final of 34-18.